Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. We are doing a long overdue Zilliqa update. Hope you're good. Let's enjoy. So hi everyone, welcome to the channel. If you are new, please do subscribe, hit the bell button, like and leave a comment. Obviously links below to a free course if you want to jump in, telegrams and my socials, so please check them out. Now, let's talk about Zilliqa. Obviously this little number 52 here. We're all right. You know, people have been messaging me, asking me all kinds of questions. What's happening with Zilliqa? It's not moving. I'm disappointed. You know, for me, this is a perfect consolidation area. The market is obviously topsy-turvy at the moment, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But we are in a position with Zilliqa where things are going to get very, very interesting in the future because of what's coming. Now, just to remind you what's in the pipeline, this is essentially what's happening right now. This is the most up-to-date information. They're building the Ethereum bridge. It's still going through testing. All this information has to be kind of processed, testnet, mainnet, all kinds of good stuff. They've been doing a old school kind of, you know, ERC20 buyback essentially, where they've been allowing people to swap their ERC20 tokens, which is pretty good. I don't know if it's a buyback or whatever it is, but either way, the ability to get their old tokens back, because we know what happens. I'm going to have a little rant about this in a minute, regarding people who like to buy tokens, forget about them, then shit themselves when the price goes up again, and they've got them in ERC20 and they can't swap them over. So in terms of Zilliqa, absolutely brilliant bit of kit to allow that to happen. I mean, however, how many tokens do you know that actually did that? None. I don't recall any tokens that go back in time to go, you know what, shit out of luck, mate, but actually we'll give you them back. So the Ethereum bridge is working for that point, but it will be on the live market very, very soon. So let's talk about, we'll do USD and BTC pairings. I want to do a very, very brief analysis in terms of what I think is going to happen, what is happening right now. The market currently, just to give you an update, dominance is still falling. You know, we've had a bit of a pull back up in and around this region. We're starting to pull back down a little bit. BTC is a bit rampant today, but it's, you know, Ethereum still going up in Satoshi values. That's good. A lot of other coins are going up in Satoshis, as you can see here. If you just look at this, if you look at the last 24 hours, for example, just to give you an input, let me just refresh this. There we go. So we've had quite a decent-ish, obviously the last 7 days, last 24 hours has been all right. But obviously Zilliqa is kind of like just sat there chilling out in terms of rank 50, whatever it is. Where is it gone? I've lost it now. Oopsie. I've kind of totally ruined this, haven't I? There we go. There we go. 52. So yeah, we were all right. And I know people are panicking, but I want to talk about the market before I go into analysis. If you're new in the space and you're struggling to understand and comprehend what the potential here is, you shouldn't be in it, right? If you don't understand the virtue of patience and understanding that things will go up, they will also come down, they will also consolidate in a sideways action. This is very, very healthy for the growth of Zilliqa, because it's went up from literally below a cent up to 10 cents, and it's consolidating at a clever, very, very nice, neat accumulation level. If it goes low, it's a bonus for more liquidity, but when you think that market and where it is in position-wise, things are good. The Ethereum bridge is just one catalyst. The ability for the market to grow in tokenomics is obviously another catalyst as well for the growth of Zilliqa. When Ethereum pops, when the likes of other coins around Ethereum pops, and the use case of the Ethereum bridge with Zilliqa, it will grow massively, in my opinion. So just be careful not to get too disgruntled with price action. Now, we'll do USD prices first. Why not? It's simple. Now, I want to talk the obvious, right, with a pullback. So let's just go, we'll go weekly time frame, because weekly time frame is key. I'm going to go from this absolute floor, which is obviously March, and where we actually turned. So what's actually happened here? We went and we wicked all the way down to the 50% level on the nose, pretty much, give or take, not that far away. Obviously, the weekly level, you can be a bit out in a little bit, but ultimately, we did a 50% retracement, and we're still chilling in around this region. It's still in an uptrend, it's still looking quite good, it's still correcting, in my opinion. The USD prices, obviously that is governed by what is happening with Bitcoin. Now overall, you know, if you're looking to rebuy back in, go for it. But for me, there's still a long way to go. We still could form another leg, and in my opinion, when you start looking at the fact of this, and we hold, let's just say for example, theoretic values here, we hold this level here around this 382 region, and we start to then pop, and what I mean by that is the next leg, the bigger leg, you know, we may well see a very, very obvious number here, which in my opinion would be up to 12 cents, up to 15 cents. That's the obvious, right? In my opinion, when you start thinking logic. There's obviously bigger moves at play here that we could actually use. We could do this if we want to. Now, just to remind yourselves, you know, if that is the level of support that we're looking at and holding, what about if we do a full-scale re-emergence of the entire trend from top to bottom? What about if we start going, well, we rejected at this 9-cent level, essentially, 11 cents, 14 cents, 18, up to all-time high. What is above all-time high? Well, extension levels. What about at 37 cents? What about at 29 cents? What about 30 cents? Put it out there, food for thought. But I don't want to talk too much about USD price because this is very much governed by what happens with the BTC pair and also what happens with Bitcoin. So just keep the numbers in your head. 30 cents and obviously maybe, I don't know, 15 cents, just say, for example, on the smaller swing. Who knows where this could go? But let's talk more about the BTC pairing. I think this is the most important chart. This is the chart that gets people more excited, in my opinion. Look at it's on the floor, man. It's on the floor. So if we're talking, let's just say a stable Bitcoin, a stable, happy, lovely Bitcoin around 30k, maybe 27k, maybe, who knows? We may drop a little bit, but we've got a long way to go here. Just to give you a bit of food for thought here, current live prices up to all-time high levels of Satoshis is basically 11x. So if you want to do, you know, let's just do some simple maths here. I want to make sure I get this right instead of I look like a complete Burke. You know, when you start thinking, well, if Bitcoin stays stable and we get an 11x, so let's just say 0.66 times by 11, that is a 72 cents level in terms of price prediction, which sounds bonkers, right? But is it unrealistic? No. No, because Bitcoin has got so much buy-in volume. What about if Bitcoin's 50k and this does that? That's savage. When you think about how much that could be worth. And you think about it, one Zilliqa could be worth 2,506 Satoshis every single time. Who, what? You know, that is an equivalent of literally, if the price parameters are roughly around now, 72 cents, which is savage. Absolutely savage if that is the case. Now, when you start looking at that in terms of the correlation between the BTC price at what 6.6 cents and that, it's scary. But yeah, I'm waffling now and I'm getting quite excited. Sorry. But let's just talk about this as analysis, right? So let's just go from the top to the bottom. I personally believe, in my honest, humble opinion, we are nowhere near ready yet. The first correctional retracement, essentially, the 23.6% levels is 200% away. So if we're clouting the top to the bottom, that could reverse. We've hardly even tickled the surface. We're not even lifted off yet. When you look at other coins and where they've tickled off and came up from, there's loads of them. The likes of Ocean Coin, what's that done recently? Well, Ocean Protocol, essentially, not Ocean Coin, dickhead. You know, there's a load of coins that have done really good moves. Look at the likes of, let's just say, VeChain. You know, they've pushed back up quite a significant chunk. Obviously, I can't really show you Uterus, but, you know, you got Pluto token that's on the floor. You know, you're starting to see these tokens are on the floor, but they will go. When dominance drops, these will go. And Zilliqa, in my opinion, has a massive amount of potential. So when you start thinking all-time high levels, and it could be there if Bitcoin stays stable, that's like aggressively, it's aggressive, it's mental, it's crazy when you think about it. But that is just looking at the technical side of it in terms of how low is it. But if this market goes parabolic, and I mean parabolic, you would not be sniffing at a 2x from here. Like realistically, if you're thinking about it, you're looking about 15 to 18 cents, give or take, if it just goes up to this level, if Bitcoin stays stable. What about if we go to the 38.2%? That's, you know, a 3.7, times the money. That's a lot of money. If you start thinking that's getting closer towards those all-time high levels, in theory, you know, pushing it. What about a 61.8%? 6x. Unbelievable. It really is unbelievable in my viewpoint. So I want to make it very, very clear that if you are jumping the gun, you're jumping out too early, but you're not realizing the potential here. There's a long way to go, Zilliqa. There really is. Even in the technical side of it, even in the fundamental side of it, it's absolutely unbelievable, in my honest overall opinion. It's hardly even moved off the floor yet. It's got a long way to go. A long way to go. It's still got a long way in its development cycle. So I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it gives you some food for thought as well. Overall, in my opinion, I believe that this hasn't even started yet. But if we start looking at the facts here and the data, we've got a long way to turn up, a long way to go. But even a 600 Satoshis level from here, people will be biting your hand off for that.